So I thought we'd talk a little bit about the multiplayer in Total War Shogun 2. I almost said it the wrong way around there.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
Yeah, we've switched it around now, so we've got to get used to that.
But it actually makes a lot of sense to have Total War in front of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right, because that's the name of the brand, the franchise, that's the series we're working on, right? So it makes more sense. It's a Total War game.
Multiplayer. Could you just give us a brief outlook of what there is in multiplayer this time around?
Absolutely. So this time we wanted multiplayer to be every bit as important as the single-player experience. So in addition to the single-player campaign, we now have a co-op campaign, which is where two players will actually unite with common goals and play an entire campaign together. Okay, so that means that they're going to be able to share the same line of sight. They're going to be able to, swap units and control the other person's part of their army if they want to, all that kind of stuff. So we've got that. We've also got a brand new experience, which isn't just going into a match and playing an online battle. We now have a multiplayer map as well. So as you progress, you unlock new units, new ancillaries, all this kind of stuff that you can bring into battle to improve your experience. We also have an avatar, so you can take your general and you can customize him. You can change his mom, which is the clan flag. You can change the complete look of him, the colors, everything. You can unlock new armor sets, and you can start to imagine all this new stuff that you can customize. If you get any veteran units, you can customize them as well. So when you're playing a battle, you've got a very unique looking army there. In addition to this, we have, like in the single-player experience with the tech trees, we also have them in multiplayer as well. So you can take your avatar and you can go down these 4 different tech tree lines, and you can really customize what he's like and how he plays. And likewise with the veteran units. So if you have a unit that's doing really well in battle, you can actually upgrade them to become veterans, and then you can upgrade them too. So they have their own skill tree. So there's a ton of new stuff in there. In addition to this, we have a clan system, so you can join a clan, and then so on each clan world, as it were, you can have up to 24 clans battling away, trying to become the most dominant clan on that map. So that means you own the most provinces, so that means you've had the most wins in a particular region, right? So we have the top tier clan, then we've got an infinite number beneath that. So every 2 weeks, that will go up and down, and people can try and become in the top clan.
Let's go into, first of all, the co-op. Does the 2 players have a faction each, or how do you divide things up?
That's right, so you both have a clan or a faction each, and so you get missions as you would in the single player experience, and of course the idea is to then storm in and seize Kyoto, and then you collectively control it, and you both have to sort of work together, and you can exchange stuff and do diplomacy and go into each other's battles and assist if you want, gang up on everyone else and destroy them. So it's entirely up to you. So in addition to the single player experience, you've got this whole other game essentially in the co-op experience.
But I thought there could only be one Shogun.
Yes.
But I also understand that you can actually not just wait around and hang around when someone else is doing a battle in co-op, but you can actually help them out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's right. So, of course, in the co-op campaign, what you can do is you can go into your friends' battles and just sit there passively watching them if you want. But if you decide that, you're having too much of a hard time, or your friend's bored and you want to give them something to do, you can go, okay, I'm going to give you all of my cavalry, or, some archer units, and, you can control that hill and sort of help me out, and then they can give them back if you want to, but it basically means that you can both be involved in each other's battles. So it doesn't mean that they bring their own army into that battle. It means that they're actually controlling part of your army for that battle.
So and then you have this whole system with unlocks and retainers and stuff you can use, sort of like perks in a first-person shooter. Could you tell us a little bit about the philosophy that went into that, and exactly how much will it change? Is it just +1 here, +1 there, or will it actually make a huge difference?
Sure. So as you go throughout the game, you get these retainers. If you conquer a different province that has them, because you either get a dojo, which gives you a new unit, or you get one of these retainers. So when you start the multiplayer experience, you only have, say, 5, and that might give you +1 defense for an Ashigaru spearman, or +1 attack, all that kind of thing. As you go through all the different levels, there's loads of them, and certain ones you can only get for fulfilling certain criteria. If you've completed an entire armor set, for example, you may get an additional one. So when you get to the later levels, they can have really big effects, not only on your army, but maybe on the opponent's army as well. So as you get to the later levels, you can actually bring more of these cards in and use them against the enemy. So you never quite know what they're going to be bringing against you, and they won't know what you're going to do to them.
Could you give us an example of one of the more advanced things you can get?
They're all top secret.
All right, you'll have to experience it for yourself.
Yes. Exactly right.
But that's, I mean, this seems like a lot of the focus is to make sure that each battle is a unique battle that you'll have online, that you know, you'll have more variation thanks to all these things.
That's right. So we want it to be so that each battle that you play online has some meaning to it, whether it's that you're playing a battle because you just want to play it online against a friend, or you want to unlock stuff, or you want to contribute to the clan that you're in. There's lots of different stuff you can do. Another thing to mention is that your avatar has XP, experience points. So regardless of whether you win or lose a battle, you still get a certain amount of XP. So, you know, when you get to every half level, you'll get another point that you can spend, and, you know, so on and so forth. So there's always new stuff to unlock and new stuff to see and do, regardless of whether you're winning or losing.
So you can say that there are two separate progressions here. The one that's tied to your avatar, and then one that's you know, unlocked through the campaign map, multiplayer campaign map. That's for different units. Yep. And there's lots to unlock. But can you tell us a little bit more about what the avatar experience system works like, and what kind of unlocks you have for that?
Sure. So when you start off, as I say, you can customize the avatar, you know, his appearance. So you can change the colors of what his armor looks like. You can unlock additional armor as well. Also your veteran units, you can upgrade them. You can change them on your faction flag. As you go through, you also have different tech trees, as I said. So as you go down them, you can really start to define what that character is going to be like. For example, if you go down the archery tech tree, you can get like a sniper unit. So then when you're running around in the battlefield, you can be up in the tree sniping people, and there's not a whole lot they can do about it. But you can't max out every tech tree, so you've got to try and decide what route you want to go down, and then maybe next time you play through it, you do something different. It's entirely up to you. So the idea is that even if you're just playing the single player experience, you know, you've got 9 or 10 different clans that start off in different places with different units, different abilities, exactly the same in multiplayer too. So you can start to imagine the amount of time you could spend in this world and still see new stuff.
And when we're talking about that, the multiplayer map, you know, some people will say, oh, I just don't want to go through and unlock everything, but you're still keeping like the classic stuff where you can just pick whatever you want to do in a battle as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, if you're not interested in, you know, going through this entire map and unlocking everything, or even joining a clan, you know, you can just get your friends and you can set up a party, so you go into different matches, or you can, you know, just go, you know, I've got a million yen and you've got like tons of money too, and I want a massive army with every sort of technology available to me, or, you know, the biggest fleet in the world and all that kind of stuff. So that's option still open to you. So you can, you know, just go online, quickly play a battle, and everything is good. But I will add that if you do that, that doesn't contribute to the leaderboards or the clans or the Shogun leaderboard either. So if you do a custom battle, it's kind of like a separate experience. But yeah, no, it's all good fun.
And of course, the Shogun leaderboard is just when you have unlocked the whole map, and there's just the top elite players in the world, and they're going to battle it out.
That's right. So there are 65 different provinces on the multiplayer map, plus there's another 12 naval regions. So if you've managed to win battles in each one of those and unlock all of it, then you go onto the Shogun leaderboard. Now this is the best, most elite players in the world. They're all competing to be the Shogun, but as I said, there's only one. And, you know, you unlock special armor and you get special achievements that no one else has. At the moment, because the game's not out, everyone in the studio, you know, from the QA department to the designers, everybody's trying to become the Shogun of the studio. So they've got ultimate bragging rights. So that's kind of what we've got going on at the moment.
So can you tell us who's the Shogun right now?
I won't name drop anybody because I don't want to give them any credit, but ask me in a few days. It'll be.
So it's not you?
It's not me, so I don't want to mention them, but I'm doing quite well.
Yeah. So, but I imagine you will be leapfrogged as soon as the game is out by some very skilled players.
Yeah, I imagine there's going to be someone with a massive crate of Red Bull who's going to lock himself in the house and probably get up to the top very quickly, because, you know, some of the community are fantastic. You know, they've played all of our games to date, and, you know, they're every bit as good as the people that make the game as well. So we're looking forward to that challenge when it comes out.
And just a final sort of like reflection back on the original game, and and where you've gone since. We got a little brief glimpse of it here, and it's really been a lot of progression for the Total War series. Is there any particular area that you feel like this is something that we, didn't do 10 years ago that now is possible? I mean, I understand everything has evolved, obviously, but in terms of like mechanics.
Professor Stephen Turnbull, we worked with him on the original game, and he gave us lots of feedback about Japan, how it worked and all that kind of stuff. A decade later, he goes to Japan regularly, and he's found out a load of new stuff just based on advances in technology. They had more information now, so we've actually gone back and revised some of the things we thought were accurate in the original game, and gone back and with the latest information done a new version. So yeah, we hope people enjoy the sort of wealth of experience and knowledge that he's provided in the game as well.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.